Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is Dr. Mahmoud Ahmed, and today we are going to do something a bit different. We are not going to answer a test. Today we're going to talk about grammar. The reason why I have decided to publish this video is that I have seen many of my learners make mistakes in this very specific area of grammar, sentences with multiple clauses. So I said to myself, okay, why not publish a video about it and talk about it with your learners? Well, let's start straight away. The rule of thumb is that an English sentence comprises a subject and a verb. Every English sentence must have a subject and must have a verb. You cannot make an English sentence without a subject and a verb, okay? So what is a subject? The subject is normally a noun phrase. Noun phrase, like it can be a pronoun like I or he or she or it. It can be a noun like Jack. It can be Jack and me, a noun and another pronoun, a noun and a pronoun, Jack and me. It can be an adjective and noun, the old black dog, but there must be a noun, okay? You know, for example, the last phrase, the old black dog, it's now adjective, two adjectives and a noun. It can be an adverb and an adjective and a noun. Like, for example, it can be like this: the very old black dog. This is an article, the, an adverb, very, and two adjectives, old, black, and a noun, dog. This is all a subject. It's all a noun phrase, okay? And a verb phrase. What is the verb phrase? It can be like simply is or can or eat. It can be two words like is eating, an auxiliary and gerund, ing. It can be has been eating and drinking. This is all a verb phrase, okay? So we now understand what a sentence consists of: a subject and a verb, a noun phrase and a verb phrase, okay? For example, she was sick. This is a sentence. Mona and her elder brother. This is a noun phrase. This is the subject. And her elder brother George had been having a fever. This is the verb phrase. This is the verb. The tall, beautiful building, this is the subject, the noun phrase, was not built or even designed. This is the verb phrase before the 19th century, okay? My friends and I, subject, noun phrase, have been watching, verb phrase, or verb, TV and eating pizza all the morning. This is all the verb phrase. Okay, so what do we do if we need to add another subject or another verb? We simply use logical connectors. And this is what you're going to talk about today, logical connectors. There are three types of logical connectors that we are going to cover in this brief presentation: coordinate connectors, adverb connectors, or linking adverbs or transition words. And we will talk about every one in detail. The first one is coordinate connectors, as you can see here: and, but, or, so, yet, and there is also for. I don't know why it's not mentioned here, but for also. There is only one place in the sentence for coordinate connectors, as you can see here: subject verb, comma, coordinate connector, which is and, or, but, yet, so, for, and then another subject verb, okay? It's like an independent clause, comma, and coordinating conjunction, and another independent clause, okay? Two independent clauses, mind you, okay? So, an example: she was sick. This is the subject, she, and the verb, she was sick, subject verb, comma, but she went to work, comma, but, okay? She went, another subject and another verb. So it's subject verb, comma, connector, subject verb. Clear? The other one: my friends were all tired, subject verb, comma, and they were unpleased, subject verb also. So again, subject verb, comma, connector, subject verb. I hate to waste a single drop of squid eyeball stew, comma, for it is expensive and time consuming to make. Subject verb, I hate, subject verb, comma, for, which means because, for example, because, comma, for, It is subject verb. So again, the rule of thumb, subject verb, connector, comma connector, subject verb. My brother and their friends, subject, stayed, verb, out late, comma, connector, comma, so, they all were grounded. Subject, verb also. Again, subject, verb, comma, connector, subject, verb. Okay, let's look at these sentences and try to figure out what's wrong with these sentences. Number one, they are trying to sell the house, comma, it has been on sale for 2 months. Okay, there is a huge mistake in this sentence. We have subject verb, comma, subject verb. We don't have a connector here. We don't have a connector. So it should be, they are trying to sell the house, comma, but it has been on sale for 2 months. Okay? The other one, so the quality of the print was not good. I had to change the typewriter, comma, I had to change the typewriter. The sentence here starts with so, and this is a common example. This is a common, a common mistake. I always see this mistake. Guys, do not start the sentence with a coordinate conjunction. Where is it located in the sentence? Look here. Where is it located? In the middle of the sentence. Here, in the middle of the sentence. Subject verb, comma, coordinate conjunction, coordinate connector, and then subject verb. But you do not start the sentence with a subject verb, with a coordinate conjunction. Like this sentence. So the quality of the print was not good. You cannot say this. The quality of the print was not good, so I had to change the typewriter. Okay? And one common mistake I always see is starting the sentence with and. Do not start the sentence with and. Okay? Do not start the sentence with but. But, I don't know, no. But comes in the middle of the sentence. So comes in the middle of the sentence. All of them. The rain clouds can be seen in the distance, comma, but now has fallen. Now what? Now what? We have comma, coordinate conjunction, but, and then verb, has fallen. But we don't have a subject. There should be a subject, okay? So it should be no rain has fallen. Here we have a subject. Noun phrase. Rain is noun. Okay? Number two, we have the adverb connectors. Number two, we have the adverb connectors. Adverbs of time and cause. Time, like for example, after, as long as soon as, before, by the time, once, since, until, when, whenever, while, as, because, inasmuch as. Mind you, inasmuch as is not very familiar to many people. Now that, sense, they all have the same meaning, okay? Cause connectors, they all have the same meaning, and time connectors, they more or less, okay? So, where is it located in the sentence? Two places. Subject verb, and then the connector, and then subject verb, without any comma or anything in the middle. And, or you can start with the adverb connectors, and then subject verb, comma, subject verb. These are the two places. Dependent clause, adverb connector, independent clause, or adverb connector plus independent clause, comma, and independent clause. Do not forget the comma here, okay? And by the way, this picture I have taken this snapshot from Deborah Phillips 2001. It's a book for the ITP TOEFL test. Other adverb connectors of condition, if, in case, provided, providing, they all have the same meaning. If, in case, provided, and providing, these four connectors, they all have the same meaning. Unless means if not, and whether. Okay, I know that provided and providing, many people are not familiar with provided and providing. They have the same meaning of if. And we'll give examples about them. Contrast, although, even though, while, whereas, they all have the same meaning. Manner, as, in that, they have the same meaning. Place, where, wherever. Okay. Again, they have the same rule concerning the placement of the adverb connector. Where does it occur in the sentence? Subject verb, adverb connector, subject verb, or you can start with the adverb connector and then subject verb, comma, subject verb. Okay? A comma is often used in the middle of the sentence with a contrast connector. The family Smith arrived at 2, comma, while the Jones family arrived an hour later. Okay? This is an optional. This comma here is optional in this very case, but I do not recommend you get distracted by this, because it will be very confusing for you. Anyways, this is an example. Although she was sick, although subject verb, comma, she went to work, subject verb. Although subject verb, comma, subject verb. This is equal to she went to work although she was sick. Subject verb, connector, subject verb. The exam will be longer than usual in that. This is in that, the connector of manner. We talked about it earlier, in that. So we have here, before in that we have subject verb. The exam will be subject verb. In that, it shall cover subject verb also. 2 chapters instead of only 1. Okay? So we have here subject verb, connector in that, and then subject verb. I will watch the movie, subject verb, provided. It means like the condition. You make popcorn, subject verb. Okay? So this is equal to provided you make popcorn. So we have here connector, subject verb, comma, subject verb. I will watch the movie. While most students signed up for training, it means whereas, while here is equal in meaning to whereas or although, they all have the same meaning in this very context, comma, staff refused to supervise them. Subject verb. Again, connector, subject verb, comma, subject verb. It is equal to staff refused to supervise the projects while most students signed up. So here is subject verb, connector, subject verb, and because the connector came in the middle, because the connector here is in the middle of the sentence, we do not have a comma. I hope this is clear. The bodyguards will not do their job unless the president changes his route. Unless here means if not. If not, the president changes his route. If the president does not change his route, they will not do their job. This is the meaning. This is equal to, unless the president changes his route, the bodyguards will not do their jobs. If the president does not change his route, they will not do their jobs. Again, we have here subject verb, comma, subject verb, because the connector came in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, look at these sentences and try to figure out where the mistake is, where the error is. There are errors here. As the nurse already explained, all visitors must leave the hospital now. The mistake here is what? We don't have what? We don't have a comma in the middle. Very important, because the connector here came in the beginning of the sentence. No one is admitted into the test unless he or she attendant. Look at here. No one subject verb. No one is subject verb unless connector. And then we have here subject, he or she. And attendant is an adjective. It's an adjective. It's not a verb. So what do we need here? We need a verb. A verb is missing. So it should be no one is admitted into the test unless he or she had attended the course. So here we have the verb phrase. Had attended. I will take you wherever need to go. I will take you, subject verb, you, wherever, connector, and then verb, need. What is the subject? We need a subject. So it should be wherever you need to go. You. This is the something missing here, okay? So let's look at these sentences and try to figure out if they're right or wrong. Until the registrar makes a decision about your status, you must stay in an unclassified category. We have here connector, until, subject, the registrar, verb, makes, and then comma here, and then subject verb, you must. This is correct. The other one, or the bills, I will not go on, because we have here a coordinate conjunction in the beginning of the sentence. We said we cannot have a coordinate conjunction in the beginning of the sentence, and or but yet so, for, not in the beginning of the sentence. So this sentence must be wrong. The other one, the parents left a phone number with the babysitter in case a problem with the children. We have here subject, the parents, and the verb left, and we have a connector in case, and then we have a subject, a problem with the children, but we don't have a verb. Wrong, because we don't have a verb. It should be, for example, in case a problem with the children occurred, in case a problem with the children took place. then this would be right. Next, the furniture will be delivered as soon as it is paid for. We have here subject, furniture, will, verb, be delivered, and then as soon as no, wait. It should be as soon as, not as soon. It should be as soon as, not as soon. So this is wrong. It is paid for. So this sentence is wrong. Okay, next. Whenever, connector. I'm expecting subject verb, comma, subject verb. You want, this is subject verb, to hold the meeting, comma, we will schedule it. Another subject verb. This is correct. The government was overthrown in a revolution, subject verb. The government, subject, was overthrown, a verb, in passive. And then, comma, the king has not returned, subject verb, another subject verb. We have here subject verb, comma, subject verb. This is wrong because we don't have a connector. You cannot do this. You must have a connector. For example, after the government was thrown in a revolution, the king has not returned. This can be accepted. But because we don't have a connector, this is wrong. Next, whereas most of the documents are complete, comma, this form still needs to be. Okay, we have here whereas, connector, and then subject, verb, most of the documents, subject, verb are complete, comma, this form still needs subject, verb. So this is right. Next, trash will be collected in the morning. Trash, subject, will be collected, verb, comma, so you should put all the trash cans out. This is again correct because we have here subject, verb, comma, coordinate conjunction, subject, verb. So this is correct. It is impossible for the airplane to take off while is snowing. While, it should have a subject and a verb. We have here only a verb. So this is wrong. Next, we did not go out, subject, verb, to dinner tonight, even though, connector, I would have preferred not to cook, subject, verb. So we have here subject, verb, connector, subject, verb. So this is right. Okay, the third category of logical connectors is the linking adverbs or the transition words. Okay, for example, attending classes and studying really hard, comma, he exerted tremendous efforts preparing for the test. Full stop, this is a sentence that ended here, okay? This sentence ends here. However, comma, he couldn't make it. So here we have a sentence that ends and another sentence that starts, and you connect these sentences by a logical connector or transition words like a transition word like however, okay? We must have a full stop before it, and then the transition word, and then a comma. These three elements are very important, okay? However, it can be preceded by a semicolon instead of the full stop. So it can be a full stop or a semicolon, okay? So it's like sentence, full stop or semicolon, and then transition word, and then another sentence. Subject, okay, a sentence means subject verb, okay? Sentence with subject verb, and then full stop, or a semicolon, transition word, and then another sentence with a subject verb, okay? For example, we can use the transition words for adding or moving to a similar idea, like also, additionally, furthermore, to, in addition, or as well in the end of the sentence, moreover, or besides. An example, she studied hard for the test, full stop, moreover, comma, she answered many practice tests. She studied hard for the test, full stop, she answered many practice tests too, okay, comma, too, full stop. They can be also used for comparisons. In the same way, likewise, similarly, to, you need to save every penny for your trip to London, full stop. Likewise, comma, your school fees are going to cost a fortune. So both of them will cost a fortune. This is where the comparison is. It can be also used to offer an alternative, like alternatively or otherwise. You definitely can take the academic IELTS for joining the university if you are a non-native speaker of English, full stop. Otherwise, comma, you can take the TOEFL. So it's a matter of choice. They can be also used for showing contrast or moving to an opposite idea. Like, however, despite the fact that, in contrast, instead, in or by comparison, nevertheless, nonetheless, on the other hand, on the contrary, conversely, they all have the same meaning, more or less. You definitely can take the academic IELTS for joining the university if you are a non-native speaker of English, full stop. However, you can submit a general IELTS certificate. Provide a result or effect, like accordingly, as a result, as a consequence, consequently, hence, thus, therefore. It had been raining all day long, full stop. Therefore, I will not send the kids to school today. This is a result, okay? Oh, this is the end, so thank you very much. And I hope you have learned something from this lesson. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me, or you can type your comments down there. Thank you very much.